U.S. closing down its embassy in Ukraine's capital as the Pentagon says Russia could invade with little or no warning. The U.S. moving embassy personnel out of Kiev and further away from Russia's forces perched on the Ukraine border. Does the U.S. have any options left to de-escalate the crisis? Also tonight, Canada's Prime Minister invoking rarely used emergency powers to crack down on protests, causing chaos at the U.S. border, and 11 people arrested at a border blockade, the weapons arsenal they allegedly had. The plane disappearing off the North Carolina coast. 8 people on board, including several friends from one high school. Opening statements in the hate crimes trial for the 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. The question before the jury, was race a factor? News on the longtime accounting firm for the Trump Organization, why it's decided to cut ties. And our NBC News exclusive, the billionaire leading historic SpaceX flights to go further into space than any human in 50 years.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. The world is holding its collective breath tonight over whether and when Russian troops will advance against Ukraine. A sense of inevitability creeping in tonight as the U.S. closes its embassy and begins relocating staffers out of the Ukrainian capital. President Biden tonight and President Putin unable to reach agreement after their weekend phone call, yet some paths of diplomacy remain open tonight. The White House sticking with imprecise and ominous characterizations, saying the window for invasion is open and that it could happen at any time. Many Ukrainians, including their president, offering a brave front as what the U.S. believes to be 130,000 Russian troops menace from several directions across its border. Our Richard Engel is there.
With diplomacy going nowhere, this is not a good sign. Russian troops in Belarus practicing urban combat. U.S. officials say this week is critical, declaring Russia is now able to attack with little or no warning. So the U.S. is now moving its embassy personnel out of the capital to western Ukraine, a move criticized by Ukraine's President Zelensky, suggesting it showed weakness. And tonight, Zelensky was dismissive of U.S. intelligence that Russia could soon invade, which he says causes panic. They tell us February 16th will be the day of the attack. We will make this a day of unity, he said. His aides later said he was referring to recent media reports. Meanwhile, Ukraine's ambassador to the UK is walking back comments that Ukraine might forego its bid to join NATO, a key Russian demand. This weekend, President Biden spoke with President Putin. No breakthroughs. Today, Russia's foreign minister met the Russian president at the end of yet another long table, telling him there's still room for diplomacy. Putin, in a tight COVID bubble, has met leaders at what seems like social distance plus. Russia says it won't invade, but in Ukraine, some families are getting ready for war. Training to handle an AK-47 is Valentina Konstantinovskaya, a 79-year-old retired accountant and a great-grandmother.
Do you think you're going to actually be doing this?
Yes, if Putin will come, I should be able to shoot, she says.
The Kremlin says it's still open to diplomacy and has a 10-page document ready to discuss. U.S. officials say they, too, are open to diplomacy, but U.S. officials I'm speaking to say they're confident some Russian military action is coming. Lester?
Richard, thank you. And on that note, the U.S. is gearing up for more high-profile talks in Europe. Kelly O'Donnell is at the White House. And Kelly, is there a sense diplomacy can still make a difference at this point?
Well, Lester, White House officials are concerned the time is running short, but they say there are still diplomatic avenues worth pursuing, and two key players are on their way. This week, the vice president is scheduled to visit Munich, and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is headed to NATO headquarters, Poland and Lithuania to reassure allies. Those are high-stakes trips. But what won't be happening, Ukraine's leader Zelensky asked President Biden to visit this week. Officials say with American diplomatic and military resources pulling back, President Biden will not be going there himself. That's a non-starter now. Lester?
All right, Kelly, thank you. Canada's prime minister declared a national emergency late today in an effort to break up those anti-vaccine protests by truckers that shut down part of the border. Gabe Gutierrez now with late details.
So-called freedom convoys protesting COVID restrictions have been bubbling for weeks. But now police in Western Canada have arrested 11 people and seized guns, body armor, and a large quantity of ammunition at a border blockade. Late today, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invoked rarely used emergency powers.
These blockades are illegal, and if you're still participating, the time to go home is now.
Over the weekend, the Ambassador Bridge connecting Detroit and Windsor reopened after protesters had blocked it, clogging the supply chain for U.S. automakers. But similar demonstrations have started popping up around the world, from New Zealand to France to Israel. In the U.S., they're being embraced by some conservative politicians.
But I hope the truckers do come to America. I hope they clog up cities.
But disinformation is flourishing. Facebook officials tell NBC News that some of the groups that have promoted American trucker convoys are being run by fake accounts tied to content mills in Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Romania. Extremist researchers are also warning that many anti-vaccine and conspiracy-driven communities in the U.S. are quickly pivoting to promote disruptive convoys.
These groups are using these trucker convoys specifically to push their anti-vaccine messages. It sort of worked in Canada, and they're going to see if it can work in the United States.
U.S. federal authorities have been monitoring the possibility of convoys disrupting the Super Bowl. That did not happen. Online groups are now discussing the potential for another date for road closures across the U.S., March 5th. Lester?
Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. Off the coast of North Carolina, an intense search tonight after a single-engine plane carrying 8 people went down in the Atlantic. 4 of those on board were teenagers. Morgan Chesky now with the latest.
Tonight, first responders converging near the Outer Banks of North Carolina after a weekend flight took a tragic turn. Officials say a private plane with 8 people on board went down over the water late Sunday near the small town of Atlantic. The plane, a single-engine Pilatus PC-12. Family members of those on board say its owner was flying a group of kids and parents for a special one-day duck hunt. Among those, friends Cole McInnes, Daley Shepard, Jake Taylor, and Noah Styron.
We have no indication that anyone survived the crash.
Photos capture the group celebrating a fun weekend before leaving for the trip back home. The flight's return path last seen on radar by an air traffic controller at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, who shared the aircraft was seen behaving erratically, then disappeared from the radar screen. The Coast Guard immediately launched rescue crews both on the water and in the air. Tonight, this message from the high school, now missing 4 of its own. Prayers for our students and the families of these individuals. We will get through this together. And tonight, the Coast Guard's confirmed that in addition to recovering pieces of that plane, they've also found the body of one of those 8 people on board. Officials stressing the search is still very much ongoing to find those remaining 7. Lester?
All right, Morgan Chesky, thank you. Just developing tonight, new financial questions involving the Trump Organization raised by the company's own accounting firm. Hallie Jackson joins us now. Hallie, what is the company saying?
Well, Lester, the company's longtime accounting firm is now cutting ties with the Trump organization, saying the financial statements it prepared for almost a decade can no longer be viewed as reliable. That paperwork is at the center of investigations into whether the former president's company broke the law by inflating its assets. The accounting firm, Mazars USA, also says the documents as a whole don't show material discrepancies, which the Trump organization is taking as vindication tonight in a statement claiming this renders the investigations against it moot. But experts say getting a letter like this is highly unusual and could suggest significant issues with those financial statements. Lester?
Hallie Jackson, thank you. In Brunswick, Georgia today, the issue was race. Did 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery do so because he was black? It's the central question as their federal hate crimes trial got underway. Here's Blaine Alexander.
Justice! It's the case that helped launch a wave of protests over racial injustice. Tonight, a Georgia jury must decide whether the 3 men convicted of chasing down and killing Ahmaud Arbery did so because he was black. Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with William Roddy Bryan, have already been found guilty of murder in a state trial, sentenced to life in prison. But the federal trial examines motive and whether race played a role. In opening statements, prosecutors say the men made decisions about Arbery because of the color of his skin. Prosecutors say text and social media messages will show the men used racist slurs and rants when referring to black people, pointing out one instance where Travis McMichael allegedly said this while telling a friend about a new job. "Zero expletives work with me. They ruin everything. That's why I love what I do now. Not an expletive in sight." Defense attorneys countered, saying their clients chased Arbery because he was seen on video inside a house under construction, not because he was black.
Hate crimes are designed to punish an evil motive. But the challenge is it's really difficult to prove what someone's motive was when they committed a crime.
Arbery's name was at the heart of racial protests in 2020, along with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. But this trial marks the first time race has been at the forefront of the legal proceedings. And the judge says the trial could last as long as 12 days. The first witness will be called tomorrow at 9 a.m. Lester?
Blaine Alexander, thank you. In just 60 seconds, the next chapter in civilian space travel will have exclusive new details. Back now with an NBC News exclusive, the billionaire private astronaut headed back to space and promising to take his crew closer to the moon than anyone since the last Apollo mission 50 years ago. Here's Tom Costello.
5 months after becoming the first all-civilian commercial astronauts on a multi-day orbit around the Earth.
Welcome, everybody, to Crew Dragon Resilience.
Jared Isaacman, the billionaire who paid for that trip and helped raise a massive $240 million for St. Jude Children's Hospital, is going back, paying for another 3 missions as part of a new SpaceX program dubbed Polaris. The first flight, Polaris Dawn, set to break records late this year.
We're going to go farther into space than humans have gone since we've last walked on the moon. We're going to test out a new spacesuit, which includes an EVA or spacewalk.
The first commercial astronaut spacewalk 310 miles above the Earth, elevating the St. Jude fundraising efforts and planning to use the new SpaceX satellite network to reach pediatric cancer patients anywhere in the world.
So maybe the families that are out there that don't even realize they need the help of a St. Jude can get the benefit of their research and science.
Isaacman, an accomplished pilot, will run experiments with 3 crew members: former fighter pilot Scott Poteet, SpaceX engineer Sarah Gillis, and medical officer Anna Menon.
You know, I think it's natural to have some butterflies, but I deeply have faith in the SpaceX team.
And Isaacman has been named the first commander of Elon Musk's Starship, built to one day fly to the moon and eventually Mars. But critics question spending so much money on private space trips. Why spend your money to go back to space? Why not spend your money on helping people on planet Earth?
It comes right back to the theme of we can make progress for tomorrow without ignoring some of the hardships of today. I've signed the giving pledge. I will give away the majority of my wealth.
A pledge to expand both commercial space exploration and St. Jude's life-saving mission on Earth. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
Up next, the effort to restore a historic getaway for African Americans to its original grandeur. In honor of Black History Month, we want to share a story with you tonight about a vital effort to preserve the past. A couple leading the charge to restore a resort town that was once a paradise for many African Americans. Megan Fitzgerald takes us there.
Tucked away in the forest of northern Michigan is a place known as Black Eden.
This was our place of refuge and relaxation.
This is Idlewild, a summer resort town built in the 1920s. It was one of the few places where black people could own property. Blair Evans and Susan Matus live here year-round.
So a lot of people appreciated coming to Idlewild in a one sense because you escape from the oppression of being black, but in another sense because you could be authentically black.
Here they could swim, ride horses, and be entertained. It was a reprieve from segregation and the horrors that came with being black in America. But when the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was signed, things changed.
Integration did a lot to damage Idlewild. Black people deserted Idlewild because then other places opened up and we could go any place.
Marilyn Atkins built this cottage with her dad when she was 9 years old.
And here's my dad.
They came every summer, passing the tradition to her daughter and grandson.
Idlewild is a tremendous source of pride, and it anchors us in our history and culture.
A culture that's shifted. Idlewild isn't what it once was. Less people live and vacation here, but now
This one is our suite.
A renewed effort to bring it back, partially led by Blair and Susan, who are on a mission to inspire black families to buy property and plant roots.
So some of the younger folks are thinking about, well, what would it mean to reinvent that for the next 3 generations?
Hey, Danny! The couple hosting year-round events to attract tourists. Even some students pitching in, helping to restore this nightclub. Idlewild was a safe place for some of the biggest names in entertainment to perform, like Louis Armstrong to Sammy Davis Jr., Della Reese, and the Four Tops.
Makes me feel pretty accomplished because of all the historical figures that have stepped foot in this very place right now.
A new generation remembering the resilience of the past and inspired to build towards the future.
We recognize that our ancestors, they laid the ground for us, and now it's time for us to take the baton to help carry this on.
Megan Fitzgerald, NBC News, Idlewild, Michigan.
That's nightly news for this Monday. Thanks for watching. I'm Lester Holt.
Audio Jungle.
Register with the SEC a few years back?
Yeah, hey Emily, thanks for having me on. So I wanted to give folks just a little bit of background before answering that question directly. BlockFi is a 4.5-year-old company based in the US with a team of over 850 people. We provide financial services to crypto market participants, including retail, investors, and institutional firms. On the retail side of our platform, we have more than 1 million clients and a suite of products that includes the interest account product, which is, kind of in question with this settlement, a credit card product with Bitcoin rewards, cryptocurrency trading, crypto-backed loans, a crypto wallet, and a personalized yield offering for high net worth individuals.
On the institutional side of our platform, we operate BlockFi Prime, which provides bespoke lending and trade execution to more than 350 institutional firms. So the settlement today is related just to our interest account product, which is one of the most popular products we have because it offers folks a high yield on cryptocurrencies and stable coins at a time where inflation is running high and yield is hard to come by. Consumers around the globe have benefited tremendously from this product, which has paid out over $700 million in interest to BlockFi clients to date. And the fundamental question that prompted the settlement is whether or not it's a security. And our objective, Emily, was to find a path for us to keep offering this to as many clients as we possibly can. And we think that's what we've achieved here. And I don't know that it necessarily would have been an option, when we launched the interest account around 3 years ago in 2019.
Okay, but we knew that the SEC was concerned about some of these lending products. We saw Coinbase cancel their lending product because of SEC scrutiny. So why not do this earlier?
Yeah,
why
well,
now?
This issue, we were working on, regulatory questions, and we've always been heavily focused on, compliance at BlockFi. We've paved the trail with other products like our crypto-backed loans in terms of finding regulatory constructs that work for them. This issue really came to a head for us about 7 months ago. And like I said, our focus was on protecting our clients' ability to earn interest and finding a regulatory construct under which we could do that. So, I'd highlight two key things from the settlement. One, it's an either admit nor deny settlement, and that we cooperated with regulators throughout. And two, that the settlement very clearly lays out a path to registration of a crypto interest-bearing security, which we believe will be a win not only for BlockFi, but also for the broader cryptocurrency industry because of the clarity that it brings.
Now, SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce, who's known for being more crypto-friendly, thought that this $100 million fine was disproportionate. She says rather than forcing transparency around retail crypto lending products, today's settlement may stop them from being offered to retail customers in the United States. What's your reaction to that?
Well, look, I can't comment on anyone at the commission's specific statements or the commission's rationale behind the size of the settlement amount in terms of the fine. But I can say that BlockFi is in the fortunate financial position of being able to manage this settlement with zero impact to client funds and to continue investing and growing our team and platform. We have a ton of open roles that we're actively recruiting for. We have a lot of new product developments planned for later on this year, on top of the 2 new products that we already launched so far this year, and on top of the Bitcoin Rewards credit card product, which we launched last summer.
This S1 to register a new lending product, what will the new lending product look like? If the current product you feel is so successful, how will this be different?
It'll be different in terms of, the type and frequency of reporting and information that's provided to consumers. So BlockFi has, tried to be a leader in transparency and disclosures, which we've done through a variety of mechanisms since we launched the interest account. But by registering, we'll be, participating in a standard that folks are very familiar with. We'll be subjecting ourselves to, quarterly reporting of audited financials and other key metrics in terms of what's happening on the platform and what risks exist within the product. And so, it's really a change in terms of those disclosures, in terms of the structure, and in terms of the regulatory clarity around, what exactly is this product. And in fact, I think that there will be some really interesting opportunities created for greater adoption of the product when it's, officially defined and approved as a security.
So what does this signal to some of your competitors? I mean, do you expect folks like Coinbase will follow suit here, given that clearly they wanted to have a lending product like this as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely blazing a path that, I would fully expect others to follow. Ultimately, the cryptocurrency industry is, still relatively early in its development, in my view. I think we have a long way to go and a lot of upside from here. And I think that competition is great for consumers. Competition helps drive adoption. It helps drive pricing efficiencies, and we embrace and encourage competition. So I think that we're blazing a path that I wouldn't say anyone in particular, but that hopefully quite a few folks will follow.
Curious what you're hearing from customers. Are customers concerned, especially customers that have this lending product as it is?
Well, first, in terms of the customer impact, let's be clear about one thing. This settlement does not impact our existing clients' ability to earn interest. So for folks that have a BlockFi interest account, they will continue earning interest as they always have. Additionally, if you're someone that is thinking about becoming a new client of BlockFi, you can still access 5 out of the 6 retail-facing products on our platform. Trading, credit card, loans, BlockFi wallet, and personalized yield are all still available to new clients.
Okay.
But, our clients have been asking questions like, how long is the registration process going to take? Is this going to have an impact on the rates or the insurance? And some of those things we can talk about now. Others will, come out in due course as we proceed with the steps in registration.
So what's your message to new and prospective customers, when clearly we're seeing regulation take some time to catch up to innovation, if that's what you want to call it, or new technology, and that leads to a lot of uncertainty, ahead, whether it's this product or another?
Yeah, I mean, look, the cryptocurrency, the industry writ large is at a stage today where it's becoming part of the national political dialogue. There's an increasing amount of work being done by regulators and the industry to help create clarity. What I would say to consumers is that our view on this should be that we want the U.S. to be a leader in this exciting high-growth technology sector. We want the largest companies built in this industry to be based here in the U.S. because it's great for our domestic economy and also helps promote our leadership and soft power across the globe, including the dollar standing as the global reserve currency. So you should understand these issues. You should educate yourself on what's happening in this market. And I would hope that, a lot of folks, when we're going into midterm elections or, just having conversations around the dinner table, will help talk about these things in an educated format. The fundamental objectives of the SEC around things like protecting investors and promoting capital markets are things that BlockFi is incredibly supportive of. And this settlement for us is another example of us helping push forward the industry by working with regulators to help facilitate clarity.
I gotta say, I was one of the people who clicked on the QR code and went to the Coinbase website. So it worked with me, and here we are talking about it. But is that success or not?
Yeah, well, it's interesting to think about what happened there. You have the chief product officer over at Coinbase saying that they had the most traffic that they ever had. And you're seeing it in the numbers when it comes to Coinbase. They are rising. They have risen very far up in the App Store for Apple, up to number 2. In fact, Emily, you can't see another crypto company, another crypto exchange in the top 5, let alone the top 10 or the top 20 if you don't count the Cash App for the Apple App Store. So in that way, it is a success. But with all of that said, you are not seeing a surge in Bitcoin prices that go along with all of these new potential users. You have Coinbase giving away $15 to new users, millions to existing customers as gratitude, but Bitcoin prices itself as a result of all of these promotions plus these other exchanges has not risen even $1,000 over the last couple of days, even with a little bit of a decline the last couple of days. So what does this all mean at the end? What does it mean for these companies? These customer acquisition costs moving forward might get difficult. And if you look at companies like Coinbase, like SoFi even, that hosted the Super Bowl, now trading stocks, now trading crypto, along with eToro as well, SoFi and Coinbase are actually down more than 20% on the year when you look at their stocks in US trading. So it will be interesting to see whether this translates into a business model, let alone just popularity online.
All right, Shonali, hang with us. I want to dig into this crypto ad takeover and the merits of it or not with Kraken CEO Jesse Powell. Kraken skipped the crypto ad bonanza on Sunday. Jesse, great to have you back with us. So why didn't you do a Super Bowl ad? I mean, everyone else did.
Sometimes it's nice to be second and see what happens to all the guys who want to run out there first. I think the customer acquisition costs that some of these guys are paying, buying these stadiums, buying these sports teams. I'm a bit skeptical that this is going to play out in the long term as a positive investment. I think this is really a marathon. I think at any given time, there are only so many people interested in coming into the crypto space. And I think, spending thousands of dollars for per user acquisition is definitely not going to be sustainable. So, we don't have to be first at everything. We just we want to be the best at what we do. And we want to have, a long-term sustainable business. It's not just about making a flash in the pan. For our investors, for employees, we're here running a business, not a popularity contest.
But is this a good strategy for the overall crypto space? Do you think this will bring in a lot of new owners, or does it just oversaturate, overhype things?
It's a great question, and I think it'll be great to see. Maybe we'll find out in the public reports from Coinbase, what this proved out to do for them. Was it more than just getting a bunch of visitors to your website? Did it actually translate into revenue at the end of the day? I think that's yet to be seen, and we'll be watching closely, and hopefully we'll get some indication as to whether these campaigns were successful.
Jesse, I'm really curious about the winning strategy here, because you're seeing firms like FTX that expand further into the stock market in addition to crypto. You see firms like them and others look to provide more, and Coinbase really provide more access to institutional investors where the ticket size is so much bigger than the retail investor in a purchase of any Bitcoin. So for you, what is the way to go in terms of building a bigger business?
We're really focused on the consumer segment right now. Historically, the company is almost 11 years old now, but we were historically focused on the institutional segment, on the professional trader segment, and only in the last year have we started to focus on consumer. And yes, the check sizes are bigger for institutions. However, they're also much more price sensitive. They're sensitive to the fees. So, and there are fewer of them. So I don't think that you necessarily get to a bigger business just by serving that demographic. If you just look at the valuation of a PayPal versus CME Group or a NASDAQ, PayPal is multiple times bigger than those, and it's because of the consumer focus and the global focus. And so, that's the direction we're headed. I think there's a bigger business there. There's more room for brand identity there and brand loyalty. And I think the focus on institutional, while it might seem attractive in the short term, I think there's a cap to that business. And I think that those clients are not necessarily loyal. They might be loyal to where they get the lowest fees, and the lowest fees, are your revenue. So from a business perspective, I think it makes sense, at least for us, to focus more on the consumer business while we still continue to serve the institutional business. Our focus, and that's where our roots are, but our focus today is on consumer.
Curious what your thoughts are on this BlockFi $100 million penalty and how it's impacting your regulatory approach. I know you recently tweeted that you're hiring 30 lawyers who are probably going to be pretty busy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marco said, we would hire up to 60. It's a great time to be a lawyer. The crypto industry broadly, has a lot of unanswered questions, and I think that'll continue to be the case for a long time as things shape up globally. In terms of our business, we have a banking license in Wyoming, so we might have a bit of a different approach to the lending business in the future, but I think it kind of confirms kind of the suspicions that we've had all along about this model, is that we weren't totally sure that this was going to survive regulatory scrutiny, and it sounds like it hasn't in the United States, which is one of the reasons why we pursued the banking license in the first place, which we feel like would allow us to do some of these things that maybe BlockFi is not able to do now in the United States with consumers.
I'm curious, there's what you do with regulators and there's what you do on your own and in an independent audit. The idea of proof of reserves. How does this start to change the landscape for consumers and consumer protection? And what is it really doing to prove what's there for the underlying assets?
Yeah, so we recently completed a proof of reserves audit. It's the second in our company's history. We pioneered this process about 7 years ago when we did the first one in the industry. And since then, there have been other companies that have done it, but we're by far the largest venue to have done this in recent history. And what it does is allows the users to confirm for themselves through cryptography that we actually control the coins that we say we do, that we hold for them, that they can prove cryptographically that in a quote unquote like bank run type scenario, where if everyone came for their withdrawals at the same time, that we would be able to serve those withdrawals. So I think we've seen over history, there's been tens of billions of dollars of funds stolen or lost or misappropriated somehow in the crypto space. And, this is something that's just unprecedented in traditional finance. You don't have this level of transparency. The regulators aren't even mandating this stuff of banks. You never know if you go to the bank, if they're going to be able to process your withdrawal or not. I've had experiences myself where I go to the bank and ask for some amount of cash, and they say, well, you're going to have to come back in a few days because we don't have that cash. So, this is something that is above and beyond what any traditional financial institution can offer. And it's something that the crypto industry is doing for itself. And I think it sets a great example for the world and for regulators and for law enforcement who are worried about these situations of insolvency, that this industry can control for these things and it can self-regulate. And this sets a new bar. I hope that regulators will start to look at and start to apply the the scrutiny that they have of the crypto industry back on the traditional finance industry, which is not offering these kinds of tools or transparency.
I noticed, Jesse, that you are promoting crypto for Valentine's Day, and I'm curious why you think that's a way to show your loved one that you care, given the volatility of the market. I mean, can we really count on Bitcoin right now, especially where it's at in the moment?
Look, I think diamonds are just losing value every day. So, you know, you would be much better off giving your partner some Bitcoin today and having them hold on to that for the next 20 years than you would be giving them a diamond, you know, which are being created in labs these days. That cannot happen with Bitcoin. You know, there's a finite supply. You know, I'm very bullish on the currency long term and the prospects of the entire industry. So, you know, I think it's a fantastic gift. It brings someone into the space, and you know, Bitcoin is more than price speculation. It's solving real world problems. You know, like we're seeing in Canada, where you have fundraisers being shut down by the government or by centralized fundraising platforms, and Bitcoin is circumventing that and getting around that and getting money directly to the people. So, you know, I think it's a vote for freedom, and it's a representation of true love if you give someone Bitcoin.
Jesse, well, you know, I know beyond what it means, I am curious about the price here, because anybody who loved Bitcoin last year at 60,000 or so was still thinking it could possibly get to 100K. I know you thought so at 1.2. How fast do we get there again?
For sure. I've still got my Lambo reservation on hold. Hoping to get one with air conditioning. So, you know, I think I'm still bullish on the price. You know, I think, yeah, a lot of us thought that we were going to get over $100,000 last year. But, you know, you can't predict these things. Ultimately, you know, what we see are continuing use cases and continuing reasons for people to use Bitcoin. I mean, inflation is at an all-time high since the 80s. And that's the stated inflation. We all know when we go to the supermarket that inflation is way beyond 7.5%. So, you know, that combined with the controls, the clampdown on these protests and legitimate fundraising efforts, I think shows that the use case for Bitcoin is getting stronger and stronger. And there's just more and more reason to believe in it long term.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Well, Rob Dorset's here to tell us more about plans to tie all 20 Premier League clubs into a new owners' charter being put on hold because of concerns expressed privately by the so-called Big Six. So, Rob, what's this all about? What's the owners' charter for a start? Well, the Owners' Charter was first proposed back in April of last year, and you'll remember this was all in the aftermath of the European Super League. And the two Manchester clubs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs all signed up for that because they were guaranteed a pretty lucrative deal, really, with no promotional relegation. You were guaranteed a place in the European competition each year. And one of the key proposals of this charter was that all the Premier League clubs would sign up for it, and it would guarantee that anybody who qualified for Europe had to do so on sporting merit. So, only if you finished in the top few places in the Premier League would you go into Europe next season. So why hasn't it progressed? Well,
the clubs would argue privately that hadn't signed up for it and have spoken against it that they can't at the moment because of UEFA rules. And that's because UEFA are reviewing their Champions League and Europa League formats. And there's a proposal they're considering which would allow 2 Premier League clubs to go in on the basis of their coefficient. Now that's very complicated, but basically what it means is the teams that have done better in European competitions in the past get given priority to go in the future. And potentially this season, a club like West Ham could finish 5th, and if Manchester United or Arsenal was to finish beneath them, they could leapfrog over West Ham and take their place. So there are clearly controversial elements to what UEFA is proposing now. The reason UEFA proposed it was trying to appease those big clubs and stop them joining up for the Super League in the first place. So where does that leave the Charter? We don't know. It hasn't been included in the Premier League shareholders' meetings of the last 2. It's not due to be in the next one, although they haven't finalised the agenda for that. And it isn't on the Premier League clubs' agendas right now. Hasn't definitely gone away, but it's not on the agenda right now. And that is a concern for some of the Premier League executives of big clubs that I've been speaking to.
So does this mean that a breakaway of some kind is still on the agenda in the bottom drawers, or even the middle drawers, or even the top drawers of some Premier League?
Well, look, the Big Six said publicly, no, we've dropped this and we won't be pursuing it again in the future. But it does leave that glimmer of a possibility that it could happen, albeit there are new rules that have been brought in by the Premier League to try and stop it from happening in the first place. So if anybody tries to join a breakaway league, they get a 30-point deduction automatically in the Premier League. So you'd almost certainly be relegated down to the Championship, wouldn't you? But there are other elements in this charter which a lot of other clubs have got concerns about, that it hasn't been introduced because there are some really laudable aims. Let me try and list them a few for you. An annual commitment to support the England national team with extra money. A commitment to promote diversity, fight discrimination, more protection for player welfare, further agreement on the rules that would promote financial sustainability amongst clubs. So there's a lot of other big issues, as well as that headline about blocking the European Super League. So as I say, isn't definitely not happening, but at the moment it's not on the agenda. And when you think about all of the noise and headlines after the European Super League collapsed and all of the promises and guarantees that we'd make sure this never happens again, this is one thing that would presumably guarantee that it could never happen again, which isn't on the Premier League clubs' agendas right now. We'll keep you posted because we'll see if it comes back again.
It feels like there's so much good stuff in there that it really ought to happen somehow, somewhere. Am I being naive in hoping?
No, you're not being naive. And look, it may well be that those other aims that the clubs all want to do come in another form. Maybe they could change the wording of the charter. Maybe they could delay it a little bit until UEFA has done its review of European competitions. There's lots of possibilities, but none of those possibilities are being discussed by the Premier League clubs right now. It isn't on the agenda. That could change in the next months when they have their various meetings, but at the moment it's not on the agenda, and it's been flagged because it's a concern to some. In the aftermath of that European Super League, this is one of the safeguards which isn't happening right now.
Okay. Rob, thanks very much indeed.
What's up, people? It's your bro here. from the YouTube channel Roblox Life of a High Love Backpacker. So today we are going to talk about the Purge. The Purge is a 12-hour event, fictional of course. It's where there's no laws, no 911, and lots and lots of guns. Now, I do not condone gun violence. Do not use guns for bad reasons. They are for hunting. If it's rapid fire, it's for the military. Now, we're also gonna talk about the game Ratchet & Clank. Yes, that's not just a movie. It's not just a movie. It's an action game where there's no blood. It's just nuts and bolts to buy a new weapon. So, oh yeah, I have a song.
Look for the Gummy Bear album in stores on November 13th with lots of music, videos, and extras. Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. Gummy bear. Puppet song from FNAF 2.
Taken way too soon, I'm not at all what used to be. Shaping in a box, the past is nothing more than just a dream. Now I hear the call of evil growing once again. I'm powerless to change your fate, but in the end I'll shelter you, my friend. Tonight we roam, and if they listen really close, they can hear us sing our song. And I can give you back the things you had, but you don't have to do this on your own. Even if you're never coming home, you're not alone. You're not alone.
Now, we have time to talk about anything. Now, by we, I mean the group. Because my pronouns are he/him. And, yeah, I just have a question back. That's the whole reason for the username. Sorry if I'm going slow. My recording software is horrible. Yeah. It's picking it up wrong. Oh, it's not. I just seem like so.
The lights go out, the dark comes in. There's something here to chase begins. You hear it calling out your name. The lights go out, the dark comes in. You start to scream and then you fall. You sink into the floor as life is drained out of you.
So, I have an idea. is going to be it for today. So, if you can, please subscribe to the podcast. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Your jungle.
A new Peacock original series from Will Smith and Westbrook Studios.
Where are we going?
You're gonna stick with your aunt and your uncle.
You get one shot.
What the hell is my life?
At a second chance.
There's no going back.
Bel-Air, streaming now, only on Peacock.
The Triple B Podcast would like to invite you to come break bread with your brothers. If you like what you're hearing on the show, if you think we missed the mark, or if we got it all wrong, reach out to us on social media. We can be reached on Twitter at triple_B_pod or search Brothers Breaking Bread Podcast. We are the Brothers Breaking Bread on Facebook, and our email is brothersbreakingbreadpod@gmail.com. Further descriptions are in the show notes. Like, follow, friend, do all that good stuff, and please never forget to break bread with your brothers.
How y'all doing? We out here chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here chilling in the spot. How y'all doing? We out here chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread Podcast in the house. Hey,
we're having a little potluck. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it. This is a beautiful thing, man. It's all this blackness, and we all just getting together, we playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking. And, you know, food is always just the extra, man. They deprive these people of their basic human rights. You know, and we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread. How y'all doing? We out here chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now, man. So it's good to have everybody come through. I love that, man. I love it a lot. More than I could say to you guys.
Trucker protests in Canada. What you need to know.
Yeah.
Once narrowly focused on a vaccine mandate for drivers entering Canada from the U.S., the protest has ballooned into a sprawling campaign against various grievances. A lot of mad white people. Truck drivers protesting vaccine mandates are parking their rigs in the middle of intersections in Canada. Canadian cities, blocking traffic and in some places bringing daily life and business to a standstill. Mayor Jim Watson of Ottawa said, "We're in the midst of a serious emergency, the most serious emergency our city has ever faced." The protest quickly inspired similar convoys in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, and there's been talk. They say that some might start Sunday during the Super Bowl day. If not, then there's been talk about some start. I think like is it the NSA? One of them type of government agencies.
I think it's a State of the Union address.
That's what I was about to say. They put out a warning, a bulletin that a similar thing might start Sunday or it might start during, like Joe just said, the State of the Union address.
Hey, y'all remember when it was just like black folks?
And Sunday being the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Y'all remember when it was just black folks in the middle of like avenues, maybe a couple of highways, and how we were like, get the fuck out the way. They made laws where they made it lawful to run us over if people felt like they were in fear of their lives. But now you got truck drivers doing this shit, and I ain't really heard a fucking peep.
Not a peep. Nah, they fucking cheer it on, because that's right wing shit, man.
That's exact. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
They've been promoted and pushed and probably backed financially also by right-wing organizations for sure.
So what I'm saying is, we get bigger trucks and we go up there and just crash through these motherfuckers and say we were afraid of our lives.
Get some Bigfoots.
Get some
Bigfoots out there.
Get some Bigfoots. Get them trucks they had in Mad Max, Terradome, nigga, and just blow through these niggas and say we were in fear of our brothers breaking bread. We were in fear of our lives.
Right.
Why y'all here in Canada? I don't, nigga. What, nigga? It's a free country, ain't it? That's why I'm here.
Get some maple syrup.
Try to get some syrup, nigga. Ain't y'all got the big leaf on the flag?
Want that real shit.
That real shit. Straight out the tree.
So let's get a little more backstory here. Why are truckers striking? On January 22nd, convoys of truckers driving departed from British Columbia en route to Ottawa, Canada's capital. So I know some niggas didn't know that. To protest the vaccine mandate imposed by the government of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for truckers entering the country from America. Mr. Trudeau initially dismissed the protesters as a small fringe. And how always ain't he learned nothing from the January 6th riots, nigga? It always starts as a small fringe. He don't be
man, this is just a.
You don't know about that.
This is just political discourse, man.
Legitimate political discourse. Yes, sir. You are right.
What it is.
Mr. Trudeau initially dismissed the protest as a quote-unquote small fringe minority. A majority of Canadians say they support public health measures intended to slow the spread of coronavirus, but the protesters are having an outsized impact for their small numbers. After first blocking traffic in Ottawa, the truck drivers later staged similar protests in other cities, including Toronto, Quebec City, and Calgary, as well as on the Ambassador Bridge to Detroit, a vital link to the automobile industry.
Yeah.
Once again,
they said that they've been having to slow down production and shit, like in Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, auto parts manufacturers, automobile manufacturers and shit like that, because they ain't got the parts and all that type of shit. So, yeah, man, it's a big deal. You might want to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Once again, we protest not just. I know it ends up being the news as black folks, but just the over-policing of our communities, which also means trying to protect the white people in our communities. We get out there protesting, get in the streets, they make laws saying, run these niggas over.
Run them over, yeah.
And I know somebody say, go ahead, my bad.
How about that? I didn't know if you heard me before. I kind of going in and out here. But, you know, that's fucking up the livelihood of people that have nothing to do with the shit. The ability to get, you know, medicine, because, you know, they bring everything in trucks, you know.
Everything.
And, but, you know, obviously it's fucking up the economy in Canada. But now they fucking up the border crossings. You fucking up the economy on this side of the country. You know what I'm saying? Of the border. And I'm just wondering when they're gonna get the Mounties out there to go ahead and disperse this shit.
Disperse this shit.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away their right to protest. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, they affecting a whole lot of shit. So.
Yeah, but when it comes to our right to protest, that shit gets tossed in the breeze. That's all I'm saying. It's like you have no rights, nigga. Get the fuck out the way, or we will run you over. And then, like, it is like legitimate concerns, and Mr. Trudeau should not demonize people worried about restrictions. Just like when it becomes literal, I don't know, Canadians are snowflakes, but when it comes literal, just not even literal, people who are not people of color or who are not black people, then we have to be concerned. Then we don't want to demonize. Then we want to hear their voices and have legitimate political discourse. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, that's the shit that burns black people. And that like we were talking before you got on, Zed, we were talking about it almost it makes you numb, but you got to fight against that numbness. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep talking out. And I know when you got on, that's kind of what that discussion that you got on the back end of kind of how it led to, as far as like this shit makes you numb, you know, because you saying over and over again, you know, we hear about the squeaky wheel, you know, gets the attention or the oil. Nigga, we've been squeaking for years and we ain't getting no attention.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I got it. That's. I mean, look, man. If it wasn't for us being that way and doing that, then, you know, unfortunately, we wouldn't have the bit of the little bit that we do have. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We got to keep going. We got to keep going because
no doubt. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. We got to keep that voice up, even though it gets frustrating and it makes you numb. You got to fight that numbness. Right. You got to fight that numbness. Yeah. All right. But
keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Oh wow, what happened to my page? What the fuck? Oh man, somebody came into my page. There we go. Boom. Black FedEx driver shot by 2 white men in pickup trucks in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't know if racism has a face, but these niggas look racist. In an incident that parallels the tragic killing of unarmed black jogger Ahmaud Arbery, 2 white men in pickup trucks chased and shot at a black man delivering packages for FedEx in Mississippi. According to the Mississippi Free Press, on January 24th, a black driver for FedEx said he was delivering packages in Brookhaven when 2 white men attacked and fired shots at him. The bullets missed him but were embedded in his delivery vehicle. Hell of a name for a nigga. I'm gonna just call him D. Gibson, who was 24 years old and from Utica, Mississippi, told the Mississippi Free Press. God, what is all these ads? God damn it. Sorry, y'all. I can't get this motherfucker to go away. There we go. Mississippi Free Press that he had just dropped off a package around 7 p.m. on January 24th. He noticed a white pickup truck driving toward him from a nearby residence near the property he delivered package to. In my mind, I'm thinking the driver is leaving to go to the store or something like that, but then they get extremely close to me and start blowing their horns, Gibson said. I proceed to leave the driveway. As I'm leaving the driveway, he starts driving in the grass, trying to cut me off. My instincts kick in. I swerve around him and I start hitting the gas, trying to get out of the neighborhood because I don't know his intentions, what his intentions are. Yeah, the nigga was delivering, doing his job, and these white men said, here's a nigga here, he don't belong here, and decided to shoot at this man.
So I actually read a little bit more about this story because he actually reported the incident to his supervisor, and they basically just brushed him off. They basically brushed him off. He says, "Oh well, we'll just come to the station and we'll handle it from there."
Yeah.
Or don't make a report right now. Make a report in the morning.
They didn't take it seriously. But hold on though. Plot twist: Police Chief Kenny Collins, who is black, does not want to blame racism for the actions of the cases. He told the Daily Leader that Brookhaven is not racist, prejudice town. You can't judge
Hold on, Bosco. I don't want to cut you out. Bosco, I don't want to cut you out, but is somebody shuffling a deck of cards or something?
I think
it's probably Joe.
Okay. Police Chief Kenny Collins, he said deck of cards. Oh, that's funny. Who is black, does not want to blame racism for the actions of the chases. He told the Daily Ledger that Brookhaven is not a racist, prejudice town. You can't judge a town by the actions of 2 individuals. But what about the police force?
What the fuck does that got to do with whether or not that act was racist?
Right. I don't know, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
But
what the fuck?
Can I judge a town by the police to try to cover up an incident?
Yeah.
Right.
And then, like you said, I don't know about the town, but these 2 niggas is racist.
These motherfuckers are racist motherfuckers.
Exactly.
They may not be.
I think it was also said in there, man, that he did. Obviously you get shot at, and you at work, you ain't involved in the you ain't shooting out with people. So your natural, obviously, when you get away, you're gonna call the police, like motherfuckers just shot at me. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like they started questioning him because the dudes had called the police about somebody being at a house.
Being suspicious. Being suspicious of the house.
Yeah, and so they started questioning him like he was in the wrong. You know what I mean?
That bull.
But he had a FedEx uniform on.
But it's that It's that same bullshit though, like where like niggas like I know I'm within my legal rights, but I don't want to fuck with the police today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know that something bad happened to me, but I don't want to do it with the police today because them niggas gonna be questioning me, and I ain't do shit except my job.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
but that just goes to show how much stress that niggas have on them on a daily.
On a daily, yeah.
I mean, to do the right thing, like to call the cops or to flee for your life and everything like that. We get, we're always questioning about stupid shit, like being shot at or whatever. We always saying, well, what did you do, or how did this come about to you being shot at? I'm like, motherfucker, I was shot at.
Yeah. We're always conscious of being black, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And everything that brings with it.
You're right.
Everything that brings with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't leave my house, and I might not dwell on it, but like at some point, it's gonna cross my mind, just like, this could happen. You know what I'm saying? Be on point. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Like, I see a police car. I haven't got pulled over in a long ass time. Knock on some wood. You know what I'm saying? But, every time I've gotten pulled over, it's like, you don't know how this situation's going to turn out, man. So like you were saying, Tim, just the stress that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Just living life. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's not, I don't think it's addressed as much as it should be, and recognized as much as it should be.
But it's the same old adage though, bro. It's like, oh, well, if you just would have complied, because that's what burns. If you just would have complied, or if you just would have, followed the rules or done what you were supposed to do. Well, this nigga was doing his job. So
literally
doing his job. So
his job
is supposed to do different.
Yeah, his job is to go onto somebody's property.
Why did you not?
Package.
Why did you not stop and address the white people? What? That's basically what they're saying.
They look like they was about to kill me.
Yeah.
Because I live in Mississippi, motherfucker.
I have seen Mississippi burning, nigga. I know how this turns out.
I have seen Mississippi burning.
That motherfucker, like, I grew up here. I fucking
we done seen the Emmett Till story. We know how this goes.
Yes, this is not good for us.
But speaking of dumb shit,
not only do we have the D.C. jail, which is the D.C. gulag, but now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police spying on members of Congress, spying on the legislative work that we do, spying on our staff, and spying on American citizens that want to come talk to their representatives. This government has turned into something it was never meant to be, and it's time to make it end. Not only...
Everybody got what she said, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know what gazpacho is. It's pretty good.
Is it good? It's tasty.
No soup for you.
What? Yes, please.
$3.
What?
No soup for you.
No soup for that bitch.
No soup for her.
Yeah. But like it's crazy, right? This party does everything in their power to just control everything. We just had the first like 30 minutes of the fucking show was them gerrymandering, drawing political lines to disenfranchise American citizens. And this bitch got the fucking audacity to get on here and say this shit?
Yeah.
Thanos is right, bro. NASA, y'all hear me? I know y'all niggas listen to everything. Y'all got fucking servers everywhere. Y'all may not be listening, but y'all definitely recording this shit. Stop. Let the asteroid come. What you gotta say, Joe?
She bucking for a bag of dicks.
Oh, she might get all the bag of dicks.
Yeah.
I can't even. I want to say Gestapo. I can't.
Yeah, you want to say Gestapo because
you want to say the right thing.
I want to say the right thing because I know what the bitch meant when I first said it. I was like, wait a minute, did she say she talking about cold soup or the Germany police?
Yeah.
No, hold on. It was something. I think it was on Twitter or something like that. They talked about underneath this, and somebody in the comments said. Next is gonna be sangria law.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody put that in the chat group. They said,
"Oh shit,
that's sangria law, nigga." Can't even drink cheap wine, nigga. Goddamn, can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing.
You know what? Let's wash all this whiteness down with some excellent blackness.
Country are the most discriminated against. Now, since everybody wants to say I'm lying, let me tell you some facts, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings.
Okay, see, I tried to get you out of here last time with a simple response.
Don't give a fuck what you think.
Same. And quite clearly that didn't work, so now I'm finna eat through your shit.
But it's a fact that there's been Harvard studies done, polls, and a ton of other evidence to back this fact up.
Plenty of evidence, huh? Well, let's take a look at it. In your 2 videos you make about this topic, you cite this same Harvard study twice. That study actually being a poll of 902 U.S. white adults that says
55% of white Americans feel like they've been discriminated against.
No, that's a lie. 55% of the white people in the study believe that discrimination against white people exists today. And when the 902 participants were asked whether or not any of them had actually been discriminated against themselves, the largest block that said yes was 19% when applying for jobs. Meaning when you said this,
there's about 375 million Americans in this country, in which white Americans make up about 200 million of that. Now 13% or 50 million of that population is black Americans. Now 55% of 200 million is well over 100 million. So when I say that whites are the most discriminated against in this country today, those are facts you can...
All I want to say is this white man did so much cocaine and talk so fast to be so wrong. I'll keep going.
Clean yourself, and it ain't getting no better.
What seemingly isn't getting better is your comprehension skills. Seeing as there's about 330 million people in the country, 76.3% of that being white, that being around 251 million people. If we take 55% of that, assuming that study is 100% representative of white people in the country, that means about 138 million white people think that discrimination against them exists. If we take the highest amount of them that actually reported being discriminated against and apply that to the population, that's about 47 million white people that have actually been discriminated against. But wait, it gets worse. When you realize that poll is actually part of a broader study that also asked black people, to which 92% said that oppression against them exists today, and the highest block that said yes to actually experiencing discrimination was 60%, and in policing. Using the same population numbers from before, if we run the math on that, that's around 26 million black people that say they've actually been discriminated against, which is over half the white number from earlier, in a country with nearly 6 times as many white people as black people. You know what we call that, kids? Disproportionate. But wait, it gets worse when you realize a poll asking white people how they feel about discrimination is not the same as proving that that discrimination exists. The difference is when black people talk about it, we have evidence.
Like when the mayor of Chicago said she only take questions and interviews from black reporters?
Oh yeah, this was your other evidence. Just conveniently misses the fact that she was talking about for her inauguration anniversary only.
Like those that experience racial prejudice directly towards them on social media.
Oh yeah, and this article from K.L.P USA that just conveniently misses the fact that Facebook began prioritizing hate speech against minority groups a year ago because their race-blind algorithm actually was removing more slurs against white people than minorities. Or, you know, also known as a corporation regulating itself to get more profit. So, of course, a year later, you'd see more against white people. For people who claim to not want to do oppression Olympics, you guys are sure throwing that javelin further and further to find something to make it look like you're oppressed. So I beg you, please try again.
What?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Hey.
Fuck Jay-Z.
Hey.
Yes.
What's up,
Hey.
niggas?
Hey, but wait, there's more. Hey, that shit was.
Yeah, nigga, I heard so many songs in my head when that nigga started going off.
But wait, it gets worse.
But wait, it gets worse.
Yeah. Hey, at the end, I just saw what's the nigga from Rocky? Throw the goddamn towel.
Mick.
Yeah, my nigga Mick. Throw the goddamn towel. Hey, dog.
Throw the goddamn towel.
Yeah, dog. That well, God, bravo. Well done,
Real
sir.
talk.
Well done. Good talk.
Well said.
Shoot that. But and this is what we talk about too, like all this shit. And we talked about in other episodes, erasure of Black history, Black voices, and that kid is that black kid in the back of the classroom who like, man, no, fuck this. this shit ain't right. I'm calling the hotline to report some bullshit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that was a excellent display in critical thinking, man. Like, you know, it's a lot of adults that would be knocked off they square by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Be knocked off balance by what that dude was saying.
Facts
you know, because it sounded good. He talking all fast, and you know what I'm saying. But you know, he actually went and broke that shit down, man, and was like, nah.
And used his own quote unquote. Go ahead.
I'm about to say that nigga knows the purpose of a works cited page.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, because I mean, the nigga followed the fucking thread.
Yeah.
Right.
And so nah, nigga, what you said, it said nah, that ain't what it said.
Right.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, your math is not mathing. You know what I'm saying?
Your math is not mathing.
Your math is not mathing.
You know what? Hold on, let me write that down.
Even deeper, like to take it back to what we talked about earlier, and those voices and those people that we could inspire, and those things that we hear, and those seeds that we plant. There are kids and there are people out here like that. Young black kids out here like that, man. And
I think it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, man.
We are consistent, you know, just in general with our message, with our belief and what we say. They're out here, bro, and they are ready to speak, and they are ready to put it to, you know, put pen to paper and put, you know, words to action, man. And there's so many of them. So that's why you can't quit being consistent, because if we're continuously consistent like that, we got them out here, and these young kids know, and there's so much access to information, which he just proved to show and disclaimed that all this bullshit that they put in front of you. If we don't act numb to it, and we actually have people who are listening and act upon those seeds, man, they out here, man. So that's why we gotta stay consistent, man. I love seeing that, man. That shit did me so good this week just to see him do that. Man, I pray all day after hearing that.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing it, actually, man. That's really dope.
And I say once again, we got two niggas on the show. They're pushing that narrative. They go out into them trenches and do it. Appreciate y'all. Shit. Oh shit. My homie.
Yes.
My homie. Hey.
I can't wait till election day, dog.
Nigga, you better, nigga. Hey, you need
already.
Hey, cast 2 votes, nigga. I'm joking. Don't do that. Let's get this shit popping.
They said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. But here in Louisiana and all over the South, Jim Crow never really left, and the remnants of the Confederacy remain. In 1873, when a black man named PBS Pinchback won a U.S. Senate race, he was never seated. They claimed election fraud. The attacks against black people, our right to vote, and participate in this democracy are methodical. Gerrymandered districts are a byproduct of the Confederacy. Our system isn't broken. It's designed to do exactly what it's doing, which is producing measurable inequity. 1 in 13 black Americans are deprived of the right to vote. 1 in 9 black Americans do not have health insurance. 1 in 3 black children live in poverty. It's time to burn what remains of the Confederacy down. I do believe the South will rise again, but this time, it'll be on our terms. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
If Gary wins, bro, that'd be awesome.
First of all,
but hold on, Tim, before you go.
Okay.
I love playing that young man's video in front of this, because that young man is what happens when you push and allow these black voices, these young black children, boys and girls. Fucking Gary is what happens. A nigga, come on, man. A nigga on social media burning the Confederate flag in the fucking South and running for a fucking Senate seat, bro. I mean, understand. Nigga, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now go ahead and say what you want to say, Tim.
First of all, that's fucking brave.
I know.
That is fucking brave, dog. That's just, that spoke volumes. When I saw that shit, I'm like, first of all, I need to be his bodyguard, and we need to find other people.
Right, because you are an Avenger.
Heavy artillery to be this man's bodyguard, because to actually take their precious Confederate flag and burn that bitch, set that bitch on fire?
Some people consider that an act of war or some shit.
That is an act of war to them.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be.
But even being a part of the Confederacy is an act of war. It's an act of treason, though.
It is, definitely. And y'all lost.
Yeah.
And y'all lost. Y'all back in losers.
But here's the thing. The fucking incumbent, or I don't know who. I don't know. Is it an open seat or whatever?
I think there's
open seat. So whoever had a seat probably was backing the motherfuckers that ran up in the Capitol with the Confederate flag.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody needs to burn that motherfucker, man.
I love it. I love it. Hey, dog, that's gonna be my new litmus test for new white friends. I'm just gonna play the video of Gary burning his flag, nigga. And if your eye, and if you blink, if you motherfucking breathe hard, nigga, I can't fuck with you. I'm like, if it ain't nothing but a smile on your face, nigga. No.
Hey. I say play that shit at the job and don't use headphones.
Right. Do y'all have a projector?
No, we got a big ass. We do got a big ass like 75-inch screen. I can put that bitch on.
Hey, nigga, remember how you were saying at lunch they be watching Friends and shit? They like, hey, fuck that.
Oh, hell yeah.
They be so mad. They be like, what's that cable coming from the TV? And they be like, my name is Garrett Chambers, and I approve this message. Who is this nigga? Hold on, guys, burning the Confederate flag. I'm like, I hate all. I knew it. I knew you bitches was racist. That's good shit though, man. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, good for that brother.
I don't give a fuck. He got my vote already. I don't give a fuck if you know or not. When I go to vote, he got mine.
But like I was saying earlier, and we asked who are the voices. There you go. There go one.
Yeah.
Right.
On the national stage, state and national stage, making his presence felt. You know what I'm saying?
He may not, even if he don't win, man, that's,
if he don't win,
it got to start somewhere.
Even if he don't win,
he seemed like the kind of brother that's going to keep the pressure
But you
on.
never know, man. I mean, like, it's been a lot of crazy
shit been happening
results
lately,
in elections lately, you know what I mean? So
all I know is that Gary Chambers is probably one of the most dangerous people here in the state of Louisiana right now.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, even if he don't win, he don't seem like the brother that's just gonna go away.
He's not
silently for sure.
Into that night.
He's gonna be that mold that you can't get rid of out your bathroom. That's where he's gonna be.
He gonna keep.
Hey, but the thing is, even if he don't win a Senate seat, he gonna be on somebody's city council.
Yeah,
he got some way in the door. And as long as he find his way in the door, he's the type of cat that's gonna keep pushing until he gets there, and he's gonna eventually get there, bro. I respect that.
We didn't already seen what he did to the city council here in New Orleans.
I'm about to say he gonna keep showing up saying, I heard you was a good white man. Be a good man. Be a good man.
You're over there shopping because you don't give a damn.
You're over there shopping because you don't give a damn.
Of this community on display, and your ass over here on the shopping network. Oh,
hey, Gary.
I'm talking to you, Evelyn.
You got our vote, Gary. Well, you gonna get at least one of our votes. There we go, because we can't all we don't live. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so 10 gonna vote for us, you know what I'm saying?
10 putting that bitch in for the Brothers Breaking Bread. So, hey, you got it.
We gonna broadcast it on the Brothers Breaking Bread, and he gonna make sure the word gets spread by spreading the podcast down there.
There we go.
I was gonna say we talked about him being a voice, and I'm glad that he is emerging because I think only a few of us had heard how he did the city council. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think he's starting to emerge, and he's stirring some pots with these commercials. No pun intended on that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But it reminds me. I mean, not nearly. I mean, he's way more aggressive. But we're talking about people who are a voice. Stacey Abrams.
Yep.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams.
You know what I'm saying? So if he could be in that class of person, you know what I'm saying, who's organizing and getting people to understand their rights and work towards, you know what I'm saying, flipping the state in that way, man, I think that's what we need.
That's what we need.
That's absolutely what we need.
We gotta have it.
Always says it best, man. Zeb always says it best. Is like it's gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
It's gotta start somewhere.
That's right. I love it. Oh man. It ain't got nothing to do with the show, but it just happens to be here. Y'all keep the news. Y'all keep watching the news because the Ukraine just told their citizens to evacuate because the Russians might. Yeah. So be careful.
The Ukraine did?
I've been keeping an eye on that because technically I'm still in the army. I'm in the retired reserve. I want my pension to keep growing as far as the military. So when shit like this happens, nigga, my nigga I like,
start paying attention.
I won't get that phone call saying, "Hey, stretch them motherfucking quads out, nigga. We need you to time to suit up, nigga." But the shit over there in the Ukraine is getting real. So yeah, shout out to my brothers and sisters out there, man. Hopefully it's shit. Yeah, man. War is not a pretty thing, and war with a superpower that can match us was not. Yeah, niggas thought Iraq was tough. Good luck.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, oh my bad. I pulled this up. Yeah, I just put in the show notes because we talked about Sugar Land and the history of it. But yeah, don't buy Imperial sugar. Our sports talk. You know what? I'll let Mike McDaniels talk for himself.
Yeah, it's been very odd to tell you the truth. This idea of identifying as something, I think people identify me as something, but I identify as a human being. And my dad's black, so whatever you want to call it. I know there's a lot of people with a shared experience, but it doesn't make, it's weird that it comes up because I've just tried to be a good person, and I think my background opens my eyes a little bit. I don't have any real experience with racism because, I think you identify me as something close to, I don't know. But I know my mom experienced it when she married my dad. I know my dad experienced it, and that's in my family, but I guess that makes me a human being that can identify with other people's problems.
That's a lot. Mike McDaniel.
Rooney Rule, satiated, bro. They took care of that, man.
Yeah, quickly.
I'm gonna need.
Part, we got us a brother.
I'm gonna need Mike McDaniels to watch Imitation of Life before he goes on and coaches. I don't know. It's just like I know we talked about before on the show, and not trying to put Brother Joe on things, but he's talked about on the show too, just like growing up, biracial, blah blah blah. But he talks about it from the standpoint of being a young man coming to his own, high school years, college years, learning what that is. This is a grown ass nigga right here that's talking. This ain't a fucking high schooler. This ain't a middle school dude. It's like
he can pass. He can pass because if he hadn't said something, I would have known nothing.
No, he can pass.
Yeah, real talk.
He can pass. No, I get he can pass, but he seems still so uncomfortable with who or whatever he thinks he is. You know what I'm saying?
Because he been living white and he ain't.
Okay.
White all
okay. Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, like, that's why I say he need to watch Imitation of Life.
Zed, because he was the OC for
49ers.
49ers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What you think about it?
I mean, that's his experience, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna argue against another person's experience. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? As far as, I mean, I definitely. I didn't know, like you said, I didn't know that he was mixed. I thought he was just a white dude. And that's the first time that's the first time that I heard that. Oh, you're talking about on the football level? Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I mean, Shanahan really was the I imagine, obviously I don't, I'm not up in there, but I think Shanahan was the brains, really behind the offense. But I'm sure he learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, from Shanahan, and I'm sure he contributed. So, I mean, with what we had to work with, man, I think we had a really good offense, you know what I'm saying, as far as...
They loved to interview him, didn't they? Because he was like a character, wasn't he?
I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't answer that. I've never seen an interview with him, me personally. This is the first time I ever heard him talk, you know what I'm saying, so... Yeah, I don't know about that.
Here, Mike McDaniel, because we know, even though people think Florida, for some odd reason, America, we have been taught that Florida is not a part of the South. Florida is a part of the South, my nigga.
It's the deep South.
Yeah, the deep South. Matter of fact, we talked about on the show, there were more lynchings in Florida than many parts of what we've been known as Alabama, Georgia for a certain period of time, right? So once the Dolphins go 3 and whatever, nigga, they gonna remind you a nigga. Just like when Tiger Woods got hit over the head with the club with his white wife, they reminded him, oh, you a nigga. Don't worry, Mike. Don't worry, Mike. They gonna let you know that, oh, you a human. You a human nigga.
You may be a human, but you're
a human nigga. That's what they gonna remind you. Human nigga.
I would imagine this wouldn't have even been an issue. He would just went ahead and kept on living white if it hadn't been for the Fuentes situation.
Yeah.
Right.
You said Fuentes?
For sure. Flores.
My bad,
he made them extra spicy. He said Fuentes.
He turned him into Tito. Fuentes.
Flores, my bad.
No, I'm just laughing because you made that nigga real exotic. That Fuentes.
So they try. That's what I'm saying. They try to add some Lowry to this nigga.
I'm just laughing. You pulled a Roger like a motherfucker, bro. I appreciate it. Oh shit. But no, they gonna. He just would have. But then, like, it's one of the things. But I think, like you said, the Brian Flores situation. And then I think the media made it a thing to say, hey, you a nigga, ain't you? Your daddy's a nigga. And he like, I am a human. You're like, what?
No, you're a nigga.
You made this way more complicated than it need to be. So once again, Mike, I wish you the best, but lose a couple of games, they gonna remind you, you a nigga. You a human nigga. Anyway, yeah. And that's
the word is out now, so.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was what's the nigga to rap? Shit. What's the dude?
I know you're talking about
Logic.
Sinatra. He does the Sinatra albums.
Logic.
I thought
it was Logic for a minute. I said, damn, Logic doing a skit.
He look like Logic, doesn't he?
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that until y'all said that.
Nah, I was looking at that before too. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I thought Logic was doing like some kind of Eminem skit, and I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, this is real? Oh, okay, because like Logic always talking about how people fuck with him because he's biracial and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Moving on. Somebody got that knows that she's a nigga.
What?
This young black lady here, Lee, I don't give her last name, is 12-year-old girl in Duluth, Minnesota, and just got barred from swimming because it says Black Lives Matter on her swimsuit. But you have to understand, for her, that it's just about life and death. She lives in a state where police just executed Amir Lake in his sleep, where George Floyd was lynched, and as she walked into to swim in an almost exclusively white space, she put those words on her swimsuit to give herself strength and show solidarity in this painful moment we are in. Little black girl, 12 years old, barred from swimming because her swimsuit says Black Lives Matter.
So what did
they use?
Oh, go ahead.
What they use?
I was just wondering what did they use to bar? Like what?
It doesn't go into that. Maybe
say.
Maybe it's
probably
like,
there's supposed to be no advertisements or no logos, only your school or team or whatever. But really, it's probably just because she was beating everybody. Who was that black girl a couple years ago who was beating everybody and they found a way to get rid of her because her swimsuit was like too tight on her booty?
Yeah.
on the Let's Dive In episode.
Yeah, Let's Dive In. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Wow, another episode.
Yeah, a classic.
What you about to say, AC?
No, I was just gonna say. So can we've established 2 states that are in the running for the asshole of America. Can we throw Minnesota in the running too?
They need to be in there.
They can throw in there. And I know we talk about all the time. I know on Twitter, Sean King gets a lot of beef, but Sean be helping, dog. So I don't know. I ain't got no problem with Sean.
That motherfucker shines a light on a lot of shit. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He might be Mike McDaniels too. I don't know, because that nigga look like Mike McDaniels also. But I don't know. I've never seen Sean King and Mike McDaniels in the same motherfucking room at the same time. That's all I know.
You say it's like Humpty and Shock G?
Humpty and Shock G, Batman, Bruce Wayne, nigga, Superman, Clark Kent, to name a couple of motherfucking great mother niggas out there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but whatever the little squabbles is, every time that nigga puts something out, it's always to help the black community and to shed light on fucking the voices that get fucking stepped on, and then how just I don't know this American society that we're supposed to be a part of and supposed to be equal citizens in, but you know, Mitch McConnell pointed out that we vote differently than other Americans, so there we go. But yeah, I mean, shout out to the sister, shout out to her family. You know, because she's 12, so I'm sure she didn't go out and have a Black Lives Matter swimsuit made. Shout out to her family to supporting her and wanting to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, this shit. And fuck you, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep it up, man. They gonna get the decade one.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Minnesota, man, because they staying consistent with that shit.
I mean, they are keeping that same energy. That's one of my that was one of my earlier themes. Thanos is right, and Send the Asteroid is taking over. But same energy used to be one of my calling cards. They keeping it, yes sir.
Right. So can the bag of dicks go to a state?
I mean, why not? Why not?
Oh, state of dicks.
Why not?
we'll airdrop them bitches in like bombs over Baghdad, nigga.
Yeah, man. Prince is dead. Prince is dead now. He can't save y'all.
Yeah.
I might have just like Prince, but you know he gone.
We can do that, but that means we're gonna have to deliver Texas theirs for last year.
Oh,
that's fine.
Retroactive.
Retroactive dicks.
They can get a retroactive dick.
I don't know why that sounds so good. Hey, have y'all, you know what? I'll just play it, dog. Understand this. If the brothers breaking bread, if we had a pickup game and this shit happens and you niggas don't get up and start fighting, I'm fighting you niggas when I get up.
Out by Coach Krzyzewski.
Collins faded away like he got hit. Oh, that is a dangerous play under the basket.
Almost had a bench clearing situation over here.
Many on the Duke bench to their feet. Mike Krzyzewski understandably livid.
So he got stripped. And that's not...
So, I saw it on Twitter. Uncle D put it in the chat group. Yeah, man, we got to fight.
No doubt.
Like, that, man, like, you see, there was another angle, too. They slowed it down, but you saw from that backside shot.
Yeah, no, your boys got to fight, because if that's you ain't necessarily got to fight, because you know you just went through. Yeah. But your folks got to get up and stand up for you.
Yeah, and that's like U10, AC. I don't know, maybe it's a co-ed pickup game. They laughing to go up there trying to yoke one, and a nigga just hit her. One of y'all in the hips, don't even try to block the shot, and y'all end up on y'all neck. Nigga, fuck standing around. Nigga, I'm punching you into the goalpost, the backboard this nigga was laying against, dog. Nigga, what are you doing?
Hey, like I said in the chat group, nigga, that's instant Oklahoma drill. That nigga would be in the second level of the stadium.
So to go back to an old episode, is that what happened in that basketball game when that white boy gave him on-site treatment?
Probably.
Like, dog, like, nigga, like, bro, it ain't that you may have like cost this man his collegiate career.
Yeah.
Anything, he could have ended up on life. He could have killed that dude. Like
death, nigga, death.
You know what? I just saw. I read the other day that they said they ruled that Bob Saget's death was
head injury.
A head injury, bleeding of the brain or some shit that he must have hit his head and went to sleep and he never woke up.
That's
what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, real talk.
That's why I tell niggas to stay awake for the first 24 hours after you get a concussion. Yeah. Yeah, it's real talk. Now you go to sleep 1 week. You go to sleep. That's it. Sleep.
That's it. You ain't getting up.
But yeah, dog, like this nigga landed on the back of his neck. He put his arm out. He could have had like a severe like spiral fracture, fucked up his shoulder. There's all kind of shit that could have happened just because you got stripped and decided I'm gonna just knock a nigga out the air.
But bro, I'm like this. If I'm on that nigga's team, the one who actually committed the foul, I'm looking at this nigga like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, dog, that's foul.
What's wrong with you, bro? That's too much.
Like everybody here has played a sport, and there's just certain things where you like, okay, nigga, what was that for, nigga? Right. What was that late ass hit for, nigga? There's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? Why you try to drive your track cleat into this nigga's calf while y'all running 800? Right. You know, we all play different sports, but there's all kind of whole shit you can do that like that's just not acceptable.
Right. You know, that's equivalent of a nigga getting tackled in a football game. He's already on the ground. He's already down. Then you went up and kicked that nigga in the face while he's on the ground. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
that is definitely. They would have called that a defensive player easily on the football field.
And you know what? It's interesting that happened to a Duke player because a former Duke player, when he was at Duke, was a dirty player.
Oh yeah, you talking about what's his name?
Grayson Allen.
White boy, yeah.
And he just did a similar thing.
Yeah, he fucked up old boy. He clotheslined that nigga some shit.
With the Bulls that used to play for the Lakers, the white dude, Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He did that and he broke his wrist.
Yep.
He broke his wrist.
That dude's a piece of shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I said somebody gonna get his ass, man. Somebody gonna get it. If nobody ever get his ass, man, the NBA done turned way too soft. I mean, it should already gonna happen.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's one of them. If I get up, if I'm conscious, if I ain't fucked up, I'm going to see you, nigga, after the whistle blow.
Right.
Yeah. We gonna have a talk, bro.
Imagine a nigga doing that to Charles Oakley.
Nigga, no. I was mad when I was at Blue Valley.
Watching the interview with Charles Oakley, man. He was just talking about how many motherfuckers he touched up. He said he slapped the shit out of Charles Barkley at a meeting at a players meeting.
Oh yeah,
strike.
And he got a book coming out too.
Yeah, that's what
that's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't hear. Yeah, I was mad when I was at Blue Valley North playing with them white boys. We was playing Paola, Kansas. I went up to Yoko, the motherfucker. This nigga could just literally just cut my legs out of me. That's how I got this fucking scar on my motherfucking eyebrow. Busting my fucking face wide open. Them white boys didn't do nothing, nigga. I was so salty at practice the next week, dog. I was just like, y'all ain't gonna. I said, if I was at Ruskin High School, dog, niggas would have been throwing chairs across the court. Y'all didn't even get off the bench.
Motherfuckers ain't even stand up.
Y'all ain't even, nigga.
Like, oh shit, what?
Yeah, nigga.
They ain't even do that.
They ain't do nothing. I said, nigga, I said, let nigga blow by you again, nigga. I'm gonna be running back down the court. He gonna just get a layup because I ain't doing shit to help nobody no more. Yeah. I'm out there bleeding all over my jersey. Y'all fucking, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Anyway, that's fucked up. Yeah, that man. Oh shit, y'all still there?
Yeah, that ain't part of the game.
I had it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we still here.
I don't know what's going on.
Nigga, did you say?
My bad. I just want to look at this.
Joe say I'm out.
Joe got out?
My God. Yeah, Joe out.
Okay. All right, pimp. Travel Joe.
Yes, sir.
Sydney Carter, Texas A&M coach, slammed for sexy sideline outfit. And I don't even know if it's, I think she's sexy. I don't even know if the outfit's sexy. She just got tight pink pants
the outfit looks plain Jane to me.
Oh, yeah, it does.
She wearing a turtleneck.
The pants look shiny.
Yeah, she wearing a turtleneck and pink pants.
A freaking turtleneck.
Yeah, she's wearing a turtleneck.
She's wearing high heels.
Oh, not the high heels.
She got on shoes? Oh, no.
Yeah, she got on high heels.
What we gonna do? So, of course, I don't know if the tweet's on here.
There it is.
What school she at, you said?
Huh?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
I think.
Texas A&M.
So, I don't know why this page is fucking with me. This page is fucking with my feed. Of course, there's an ashy nigga out there in the world. I'm sure it's more Ash. There was an Ash nigga named by the name of Wayne Walker, who asked the question, "Is this outfit appropriate for a basketball coach?"
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we can talk about it, but I would since we have a lady on the show, I would like to know, because it's always
there you go.
It's always that same old, when you have a black woman who's curvy and is built the way that our black women are. There's always an issue when they wear something that shows off their God-given feature.
She made my penis tingle.
If that was a woman who was not of the same stature, of the same shape, wearing the same outfit, this wouldn't even be a conversation. So I'm curious, with Ida, if you have any thoughts on that, because that always happens. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are as a woman on the show.
A few things. First, even today, it's Fridays you get to wear jeans to school, right? And today, even as I was walking into the school in the parking lot, I'm wearing jeans. They're skinny jeans, but they're jeans. And even in my head, I'm thinking, damn, I wonder if somebody's going to say something, because I'm not like shaped like her, but you never know what people are going to say when you're wearing stuff that actually shows your body. But then it goes to like thinking about how many newscasters, how many weather reporters, like just all these people who are always attacked for just wearing basic clothes that if anybody else wore, like you said, AC, it wouldn't even be a big deal. If she's wearing basic clothes, like what's the deal? It looks like those might even be like sweatpant type pants that she's wearing with a turtleneck.
No, nothing.
They're like leggings or something, like athletic leggings or something. And she's like accused of looking too sexy? What? She can't help that she looks like that. So then it goes to the fact of like, just because a man can't see a woman, a heterosexual man can't see a woman and not be aroused by her for whatever reason, suddenly she's not allowed to wear the clothes. So it goes back to that whole like, we've got to police our women, even though we need to be policing the men and their thoughts and all the things. We've got to make sure women are staying chaste and are dressing certain ways to not tempt the men to look at them and think bad things about them. So that's my thoughts.
Oh my, but then, oh my God, there are, I hate when there are other women out here who are kind of hating too, but they probably been, I don't know.
Because they look like Rasputia.
I don't even know that though. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter or social media. There is a certain section of Twitter, social media that we call pick me Twitter, pick me social media, where they get out here and say things they can get picked. And so, and then also though, you never know though. It could be a man also tweeting this shit too. So you never know, right? Because social media it's an avatar world for the most part, right?
Right.
So you got like, no, inappropriate as a professional. I wouldn't wear this to work, period. In comparison to male coaches, you wouldn't see them in inappropriate clothing. So sad that this is how we are being represented, and how this look comes with a lot of negative thoughts about her and black women in traditional male careers. And I'm like, hey, men dress boring as fuck. We were like,
and what would be considered inappropriate for a man? Nothing.
I don't know.
Why is anything considered inappropriate for a woman? Wear what you want to wear.
But she's wearing pants and a turtleneck.
A turtleneck. Right. She's literally covering her entire body. Yeah. And yet,
but you know what this shit is? You know what this shit is? This shit is body shaming in reverse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, most definitely. I did not see anything wrong with her outfit at all.
And I'm biased. I'm biased, but back to your...
are those green suits her too?
No, what Lady Lavender was saying, ain't nothing wrong with your body, girl. It's very curvy. But anyway, moving on.
Are those green suits her too? You keep going through the pictures.
So.
My bad. I'm trying to... When I click on it, it doesn't... It opens up to something else. So hopefully it opens up to the right picture. Is that her? Ooh. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't know about the outfit, but It's a dress.
It's not cute, but I mean, where would she wear
the outfit.
those shoes? She must be very talented
it's
to wear
Christmas
shoes
time.
like that and be standing up all the time.
I'm hoping.
That's impressive.
I'm hoping it's Christmas. There we go.
I mean, but
What's wrong with this?
Based on how she and based on her and everything like that, nigga, mine is her just wearing fucking sweats to a game.
This might be the worst one. She shouldn't wear that. But
yeah, she shouldn't
anyway.
wear that no more.
Yeah, I mean, she just seems like a woman that's really, she's into fashion. You know what I'm saying? She's on she has the opportunity to be on the stage, and she wants to look good. You know what I mean?
She probably is a former athlete. She just she can't help it.
Yeah. I mean,
She's probably one more Texas guy.
I know a guy that I used to teach. He coaches high school soccer right now and baseball. And when he coaches soccer, his whole goal was to elevate the game a little bit and make sure the kids saw his being a coach as like a high class thing.
Hello? Oh, we breaking up.
Getting outside from August through however long the season lasts. Was wearing a suit like every day, and he would wear a different type of tie every day, just being out there. So I feel like she's doing the similar thing, like trying to elevate the look of a coach instead of wearing sweatpants and looking like you're about to work out, looking like you're a businesswoman trying to run shit.
But here's the thing, like Lavender, if she wore sweatpants, they would be like she's not looking. They would still shame her and say she's not looking professional enough. I mean, here's to me, black women can't win. I should say. Ethnic women, especially in these positions as far as coaching, media, they can't win. Because it's like, I'm sorry I got titties and ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it makes your dick tingle. I'm sorry. I can't do nothing about that, bro. But
man, if I'm not mistaken, and if I am, please correct me. I mean, that's basically the whole... pretty much the reasoning behind why Muslim women wear, what's it called, a hijab?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I had my phone on mute and she was talking anyways, but like Lady Lavender was saying about...
it's the male gaze, not gaze as in G-A-Y-S, but
you're putting the burden on the woman, you know what I'm saying, to protect us from her.
Yeah, but we see here with even our American so-called advanced society rape culture. Well, she was wearing that short dress. What was I supposed to do? Nigga, go home and jack off. What you talking about, bro? Take a snapshot and then take your hard dick home, nigga, and jack off. Leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, and like everybody's been saying, man, it's not like she's wearing something just. I mean, it ain't crazy. It ain't just normal to be on the sideline coaching the game, but it ain't like she's in the motherfucking tip drill video. You know what I mean? Like
she's not wearing anything pornographic.
Right. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. And I can see if she was out there about to fucking do the tip off, nigga. I'd be like, yeah, she probably shouldn't wear high heels. That's probably bad for her ankles. She's about
to toss the ball over there.
Yeah. If she about to be out there posting niggas up, that's bad.
Oh yeah, like if she showed up, like some of these motherfuckers show up for some of these interviews I was talking about, looking straight out of Carter B, then maybe I'd have a problem.
So
like, she showed up just like she going to an office building, like going to work. Like I mean, come on, and like let's stop it.
And I was about to say to all the people out there that got a problem with her and her tight pants, do not watch the luge or the skeleton for the Winter Olympics.
Right.
Hey, I was like, ooh.
What's that? The speed skating shit?
Well, no, that's the little sled shit. But the speed skating shit too. They all they thighs is thick.
Skating. You know that when they just be skating around, see how fast they can go.
Yeah,
they be wearing like those skin tight aerodynamic body suits.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like the luge, they got the skin tight too. But it's all it's just all thigh meat. Like even the men, is just thick as fuck, bro. And I was like, they better not watch this. They dicks definitely gonna be tingling when they see little Kim Sung-un. I didn't even be racist. I couldn't think of a name off top. Sorry, y'all. But they see her come down there with them thick ass thighs and that skin tight suit. They gonna be like, she shouldn't be wearing that to work.
I think when you talking about you don't mean to be racist, I think that you just said that little Kim Song-un made your dick tingle.
Wait a minute, huh? My name ain't 10 meters.
Wow.
But no, man, like niggas, not even just niggas. This old school shit, like women can't wear pants. Women can't wear certain. Y'all gotta let that shit go, bro. Let's stop, y'all. Right. Stop. Just appreciate it and move the fuck on.
I love it.
Just appreciate it and move the fuck on. She out there like what is their record? That's what I'm worried about. What's their record? Exactly. What they doing on the court? What's her job? You know, I think she's more. I think she does a lot of. I think she does
to think about.
Yeah, I think she's
a recruiting coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I think she's assistant coach / recruiting coordinator. What kind of talent are they getting in on the court? Those are the things you should be fucking. If you are a fan of A&M or Kentucky, I think was she A&M? Yeah, Texas A&M basketball. Texas A&M. Those are the things that you. And also, my nigga, whatever your name is. Do you even watch women's basketball?
Right. That makes it even crazier, though. I was thinking that she was the head coach. So she's not even the head coach.
She's the assistant coach / like AC said, recruitment coordinator.
So it's not like the little, I mean, number one, you know, let's just be honest, women's basketball, college basketball doesn't get a whole hell of a lot of TV time, especially Texas A&M. You know what I'm saying? So the little bit of TV time that they do get, and then the little bit of TV camera time that the head coach gets, that ain't even her. Mm-hmm. So who the fuck are that? Why are you even paying attention? You know what I mean? Like what? I ain't even. You know what I mean? Like,
but nigga, let's talk about
the
fact. Let's talk about the fact this young woman's accomplished. Let's talk about the fact that she won that championship in college.
You beat me to that. Yeah, but also let's talk to former players and ask what positive or maybe negative influence she has had on their lives. That what coaches should do. Let's talk about the things we should be talking about. Not the fact that seeing her booty in some nice pink pants made your dick tingle. That's what it comes down to. Your dick was tingling. You can't have it. You'll never have it. And you like, why is she wearing that? Is that appropriate? And then you got these old dust ass bitches on Twitter, these old pick me bitches, talking about I would never wear that in the workplace. But bitch, you work at Wendy's.
As you shouldn't.
What you talking about? You work at Taco Bell, bitch. Nobody care about make my fucking grind day and shut the fuck up.
That was very elitist of you.
It was elitist to me, man. But these niggas make me mad, dog. It's like, nigga, like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Her boss don't care. Her players don't care. The head coach don't care. Nigga, why are you pressed?
They don't care.
Anyway, we talked about we talked about this more than I thought we would, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad that I am among like-minded men and women. A woman for this most part, that like niggas gotta stop. This shit gotta stop. Yeah. Women should be able to wear, as long as you're not wearing assless chaps on the basketball court. What are we talking about?
Well, you talking about a nigga that's trying to tear a black woman down to get clout for herself. That's what you talking about.
That's all.
Cause that's kind of nigga like if he's in my house, I'm like, nigga, leave.
Yeah, you have to go. You really do. You destroying my vibe.
Nigga, you blowing my high. You blowing my high. That's probably what be happening. You blowing my high, nigga. Leave. Anyway, he kind of nigga that listen to his shit with no headphones. That's the kind of nigga. Bring it all back. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, cause whatever.
It's a beat word prank.
We're gonna meet at 7.
That rose be hitting.
So this is.
Wait, I thought you said 7.
This is calling my boyfriend's mom the B word. Bitch prank. Haha.
But that's what you told me. Okay, and why do you always do this?
You know what? I'm gonna know it. I'm moving on. They know me.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
That shit made me mad because that shit's not. Fuckers.
know what, bro? On the chat thing, that's about as far as I got. Right.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
When you stopped, that's about as far as I got.
That far.
I looked at the time on it. I was like, yeah, I'm not about to watch the rest of this shit.
This from the book of Truth. Let's go. Hold on. Let's start. See, I see what they did there. There goes 10 meters old chair. That's the old chair. This is how these niggas found the beat. That they listened to the podcast and they heard 10 meters old chair. That is true though. Niggas will make a beat out of anything. But
I hate y'all.
Hey, but that's true, man. I was just looking at I just see the fucking Prodigy and fucking dude from the Lock, Styles P.
Yeah.
And they was talking about how Prodigy made I'm saying Prodigy, Havoc. Rest in peace, Prodigy. But Havoc, how he made the Shook Ones beat. Oh. He was talking about he was about to make some ramen noodles or some shit like that, and clicked on the the eye, and it made this clicking sound. You know what I said, before it lit up. You know what I said, and and he ended up using that shit for the fucking Shook Ones.
Ah, that's dope.
Yeah. It's like that's what that remind me of, like. Like you said, motherfuckers make a beat out of anything.
Yeah. It not the same. Listen to that podcast that I was talking about, that Take It Personal. It's not the same because it was an actual beat. I did not know the fucking true whoopie-doo, stupid-doo, the scenario beat.
Yeah.
That was a Jimi Hendrix beat.
Really?
Did y'all know that?
I had no idea.
No.
Oh, nigga, hold on.
And I fuck with Jimi Hendrix.
I do too. But on the podcast, they played it. I was like, God damn. Hold on.
Do you remember the song?
No, I don't. They didn't tell the name of the song. Scenario beat. Hold on.
Well, I know the scenario beat.
I really can't think of the beat in my head.
It's like no, but it's the drum. It's the drums. The doom 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 doom. It's just the drums they took from this Jimi Hendrix song.
Oh yeah, doom doom.
Yeah. So that's the.
Oh right, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. You know what? I'll find it. Put.
Oh, is that the Star Spangled Banner song, or is it a different song? Because I can see it sounding kind of like the way he starts out the Star Spangled Banner.
Hold on.
But I don't know.
Cause now damn it. Scenario.
The version I could think of is the Woodstock version. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, that's the one I'm hearing in my head. Like the start.
I can't think of how it starts.
Well, no, because
it don't start with drums though, dude.
No, the guitar sound.
Yeah, he's saying it's the drum.
It's the drums. It's the drums, and I got.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Here we
It's
go.
called Little Miss Lover.
Yeah, Little Miss Lover. There you go. I just found it. Yeah.
Little Miss Lover.
Hold on. Here, I got it right here. Hold on. Do you hear it now?
Yeah.
True blue, Scooby-Doo, whoopie-doo, scenario, radio, baseball, board. Oh, no, so like...
That's crazy.
One day we could have like a...
like a Dungeon Dragon.
Yeah, like they took that fucking literal like 5 seconds and turned that into a song. Nigga, don't tell me niggas ain't fucking geniuses, dog. Don't tell me hip-hop ain't genius, bro.
That's how hip-hop started, man.
It took that doom, and turned it into one of the best hip-hop tracks of all time, nigga.
Break beats, man. Break beats.
Yeah.
Break beats, man.
That's how it started, bro.
And like I said, I'm a Jimmy. I'm not that deep in the Jimmy, but I like Jimmy. I put him on the background where clean up the house shit to him. But like they played that shit on that podcast. I was like, God damn! They took that little bit of that boom, 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 and turned that shit into a song. Anyway, all right, we good. Yeah. All right, the tabs have been tabulated. Any caveats out there?
No, just check on your mental health. Every week, I will remind folks to go and check on your mental health.
Yeah. I will say great job, ladies and gents. We are an hour under what we were last week.
I didn't even realize last week was as long as it was, man, until after the fact.
But no, I think we get on here and we start talking and we get into some of the topics and we start breaking down some of it. I mean, it's just like when you at a fucking house party and you sitting down chilling with your people. Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. Like, oh shit, I gotta fucking go. I got shit to do in the morning.
I got one caveat though. Dog.
Yes, sir.
From everything we talked about, nigga, I'll say this: be fucking consistent.
Yeah.
Be consistent, bro. Be consistent in what we are doing.
Yes.
And intentional.
Always.
Yep. To the best of your ability. Yep.
Always. Yeah, man. Good shit. Appreciate everybody, man. Shout out to half of the brothers of Doom, Joe Jeff out there on that road. Safe travels, brother. Salute to you traveling down to see your baby. Good luck to her in her competition. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Tabs tabulated. No caveats. Everyone has said their piece. Mm-hmm. All right. 10 meters. Zeb the Soldier. Slim AC. Lady Lavender. As I said, our brother Joe Jeff is in travels. He had to get off the show. I'm the KC Stork. Triple B podcast. Never, ever, ever miss a moment to break bread with your brothers and sisters. We out.
Break bread with your brothers whenever possible.
At Kroger, we believe in higher standards for fresh. So we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for scarring and sunburn, allowing only the best produce to reach our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.